minutes late, according to the stunner there. But it was optimistic that I could start at 4:30, but I needed to get this one in and done because I got somewhere I have to go. But this is an important show because we're going to talk about the possibility of a Patek Philippe Calatrava or something like that for my good friend Carlos. So I'm getting the laptop ready, the iPad ready to monitor your comments. Bear with me here. This is last minute stuff. Let's see here. There it is. Patek Philippe. Okay, good. All right. And we've got some folks in there watching as of now. And let's get this positioned. There we go. Whoops, mic drifting away from the mouth a little bit there. And, oh, forgot to turn my lights on. Hey, Google, turn on living room lights.
You got it. Turning on 2 lights.
Okay. You got the lights going on in the background now. Let's see. What else we can do here? Oh, hello. This has been a surprise, and I almost missed it. Carlos in the house. Oh, Carlos, if you want to Skype in, you're more than welcome to do that because we're going to be talking about the possible watches for you. For you, I've got a few of them spooled up in my Chrono 24 notepad. And we're going to go over these watches. And this is a look at the desktop here as it sits. And there's the stunner. And we'll wait for a couple of folks to get in. I just woke up from a nap after a barbecue and find this. Well, there you go. Barbecue. That's a good thing. And you notice that the Grand Seiko is even a little bit crooked. I didn't even take the time to straighten it properly. And I didn't even take the time to clean off the crystal. It's dusty and has a few water spots on it. But that's what happens. That's what happens. Well, yeah, Carlos, if you want to get ready and call in a few minutes, maybe in about 10 minutes, and then we can kind of go over this together. You're going to have to probably monitor also so you can see the watches that I'm showing, but I think you can do that. And that would be good, where you can comment as well. So we'll give a little bit of time for the folks to come in, and Michael's in the house. We don't have any of the wrench gang in the house yet. We got to certainly wait for some of the wrench gang to get in here, and so that they can take care of business like they like to do. So, and one other thing, a guy made a comment about my video. Fine, tell me when you consider it appropriate. Okay, so let's figure about 10 minutes after the hour, Carlos, about 5:10. Let's figure on that. Not 5:10. No. I'm sorry. I figured I started at 5. Let's say at 4:45. Okay, 4:45 p.m. my time. So there's my time right there. So you got about 8 minutes. Call in about 8 minutes. That should work good. Give some folks some time to get in here, get in the house. So anyway, this guy makes a comment on my video about not spending the money to do regular servicing on your Rolex. In other words, just send it in every 5 years and have it serviced, even if it's running fine, right? My whole write-up, my whole video and so forth about why you shouldn't do that, why you should wait until the watch is running slow or giving it problems or whatever, then go ahead and send it in, because they're going to charge you the same amount, right? If that's been 20 years and you send it in, they're going to charge you the same amount as if it's been 5 years and you send it in. So obviously, I'm going to wait as long as possible to send it in, right? I mean, that's just obvious. So this guy says, well, you give them bad advice. You know, the lubricants dry up and it gets a lot of wear and tear and it's very hard on the watch and blah, 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 blah. And so obviously he didn't pay any attention to anything I said in the video, because it doesn't matter. If you send it into Rolex and have it serviced, they're going to replace the worn parts and they're going to charge the same amount. Now, if you take it to some independent guy and have it serviced and so forth every 5 years, fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your money, but I would rather wait until the watch actually manifests some kind of problems, and then I'd rather send it to somebody who can really fix it properly. That's how I would do it. And Michael says he's getting into the hobby of watch collecting. Well, there you go. Definitely check out the Grand Seikos. Grand Seikos are pretty stunning animals. All right. So what we're going to do, Carlos is going to call in here in a couple minutes, and we are going to look at some possible watches for Carlos, because he might be liquidating his Daytona and getting something like a Calatrava. So I think that would be a very interesting move on his part. Okay, so let me do this. Let me first show a couple of watches that I have in my notepad on Chrono 24, and then we'll go into some of these individually. And I just kind of tried to pick some watches that I think have a nice case design and look attractive and are not insanely priced, that are in the range of a reasonable price to pay for a Patek dress watch. And as you see, some of them are rose gold and some of them are regular 18 karat gold, which I prefer. I would rather have the J series, the regular 18 karat gold. And we'll talk about any of these that I don't think would be a good move. And then we'll talk about any of these that I think would be a good move. You can see there's a number of them there that I've put in the list here to discuss. Various price points. And then we'll hear you all chime in and see which one you vote yay on. Or if you vote nay on all of them. Maybe you say no, he shouldn't get any of these watches. That's a possibility. But you can see there's some pretty good looking watches here in this group, if I do say so myself. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. Some really cool looking Pateks that are available as we speak. Looking for a new owner. All of these. What do you think, folks? Now, I'm going to tell you right now that this one here, I threw in here as an example of one that I would not buy. And it's because of the lugs. See the lugs on here? See the lugs? How they look like they're just stuck on and they don't flow from the case? See, that would be, I would pass on that. See how the lugs just look like they're stuck on? I mean, some people like that look, but I don't think it's elegant. I don't think that's the way to go. So I threw that one in there just as an example of what not to get. Let's see, Craig, would you learn toward Patek Philippe Calatrava with screwed crown? I don't know. Do any of them have screw-down crowns? That's a good question. That's a good question. Which ones have screw-down crowns and which ones don't? For example, do these with the crown guard, do these have a screw-down crown? I don't know the answer to that question. I've never owned one of these. I wish they would put better pictures in with these watches. I really do. That picture there's terrible. That one's better. But see how nice those lugs are. See how they flow nicely from the case. See how elegant that is. And I kind of like that one with the crown guards. I kind of like the look of that. And I like the bezel. And we're going to hear what Carlos has to say, too. Now, this one is rose gold, and I would normally not get rose gold, but, it's not a total deal killer for me. I mean, it wouldn't be a total deal killer, but I'd probably go with the regular. Okay, so let's go back up to the top, because Carlos is going to be calling in about a minute. And get ready, folks, to let us know in the comments which watch you think he should pick. Because this is a big decision. This is a big purchase. It's a big decision. And I think that he should measure 7 times and cut once on this sort of thing. That's what I say. So let me go back to get my headset on here, because he's coming up. Let's get a time check. You can see there we've got about 20 seconds till when he's supposed to be calling in. And we'll see if he has any accurate watches so that he can tell. Oh, he's a little bit early. There he's calling in. Maybe his watch is running a little bit fast. Carlos is in the house. Turn on your camera.
About 20 seconds. Hello, Craig.
All right. Carlos in the house. Absolutely. So
this has really a surprise, and I very, very close to miss it.
Oh, well, that's okay. You could have watched after the fact too. I mean, because we're just going to make some suggestions here. Now, I've got the Chrono 24 up. And can you monitor on the other device so you can see what I'm showing the people?
Yes.
But you're going to want to turn the volume down so you don't hear twice.
Yes. In fact, I now that we are on this topic, I've sent you 2 pictures by email to talk about.
Okay, we'll take a
related to things.
We'll take a look at those. So, absolutely. So let's. Craig, have you ever owned a Vicuna jacket or coat? No, I don't think so. Good question, though. Okay, so let's go into this first watch. This is a 5115J, and it's just loading in. It's loading slow, folks, so be patient. There it is. It's a 5115J. And what's interesting about this watch is the bezel. That's kind of a unique looking bezel. And I'm not a huge fan, but again, this photo is not that great, and that's what's kind of sad. It's the only photo they've got of this watch, and it's not a very good photo. So anyway, let us know in the chat what you think about that 5115J-001. It does have crown guards. It has nice lugs on it. But again, the picture is not a high-quality picture, so that's not what it would look like in real life. That almost looks like a drawing of the watch. I mean, really, really bugs me when they do that. Okay, so let's go to something else. But I wanted to show that just because that bezel is a little bit unique. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 5127J. And J meaning that it's a 18 karat yellow gold. And let's let this one load in. The tint looks off in the picture. Yeah, well, that picture was a terrible picture. So now here's one that is, again, a 5127J. And not a great photograph either, but a little bit better than the other one. At least you can see the shape of the case and all that. I don't know why they put such lousy photos of these watches in. I mean, I just don't get it. They're trying to sell a $20,000 watch and they can't come up with a decent photo. But we're looking at the watch. I mean, it's a attractive watch.
Yeah.
I like the case shape. I like the lugs. It's interesting that they don't have a Patek Philippe clasp that doesn't say anything on the clasp. That's interesting. Even my Grand Seiko had the little GS on there, right? I wonder why that's like that. Let us know in the chat. Is that supposed to be a plain clasp like that, or is that not the factory clasp? I don't know. Okay, so let's look at this next one, this 5107 in rose gold. Okay, so that other one was... yeah, and he also says in the comments, it's unbelievable most watch sites in their specs don't list the thickness of the watch you're looking at. I know, it's so irritating that they don't give basic stats. Now that's a little bit better picture. I mean, it's still not fantastic, but it's a little bit better. And now that says it's rose gold, but it really doesn't look that rosy. I mean, it looks almost like a regular 18 karat gold. If those pictures are accurate, then that's not bad. I think the rose gold on the Pateks, I think it varies from watch to watch a little bit. So that's another issue. But that's an attractive looking watch, Carlos.
Yeah, looks. I think that I am thinking probably to the simplest thing without the date and.
And a manual wind.
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe consider regarding the clasp. I didn't wanted to interrupt you, but regarding the clasp, I have done my research, and yeah, I have seen that clasp, and it happens that that really it is the classic Patek Philippe buckle, pin buckle. And it seems that shape of the buckle, yes, well, it's not signed.
That is correct.
It's a kind of signature of the firm.
Yeah, so that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so here's another watch. Now this one also has the date on it, though. I agree. I think we should try to find one without the date, and I only have one photo on this. Doggone it. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. I just did a quick search, Patek Philippe Calatrava on Chrono 24. That's how I found these, and I just picked on ones that looked like they had a good case design. Now this one here has no date.
No,
this is a small one. Is this like a ladies, like a 30 millimeter for ladies or something?
Not sure, but
what
it has date.
No, it has a small second hand.
The thing is, we are what you are talking.
There's a delay.
As I am here, I think that the problem is that I hear you on the Skype, but
there's a delay. Yeah. What you're seeing, it's not in sync. Okay. Yeah. So the one that I'm showing now is 3796, but I guess that must be a woman's watch or something. It says it's a 30 mil, so we should just get rid of that. Let me just take that out of the mix here.
I think that they changed it, the reference, not the reference, but the model of the, and yes, before it used to be quite small.
Yeah, well, here, not 30 mils, though, for a man's watch. That would be I don't think a man would wear a 30 mil unless they had a misprint. Now, this one here is probably small as well, because you can tell the price. It's $5,900, so it's got to be pretty small. Let's see what size this one is. I just put this in here just to have something in there at a low price, and it's taking its time loading in. No date manual. I agree with Carl. I agree. I would prefer no date manual as well. Okay, so let's see what this is. Let's see what this says about the size. Yeah, 33 millimeter. So for me, 35 would be the smallest I'd want, for a dress watch. So 33, I think, is a little bit too small. But let's look at these pictures just for fun, because I got a bunch of pictures in here
Yeah,
of this
yeah, it's
one.
yeah, that is very nice.
Yeah, I think that's more for a woman to wear. And I don't like the lugs. See how the lugs look like they're just welded on, just kind of stuck on
Mhm.
there? I'm not, I wouldn't go that way. And yeah, there's that clasp you're talking about. But for a lady, that's a good price. That's a good price. If it runs okay, if it doesn't need a service, because services are expensive. Okay, so let's see. We're going to have to probably redo a search here. Now, here's one without a date, with Roman numerals. And you kind of like Roman numerals,
Not necessarily, not
not
necessarily.
necessarily on a Patek, right?
No, in fact, I really like it. The Roman numerals on the date 40,
Hmm.
and yeah, the Breguet also has the Roman numerals, but really there wasn't an option on that reference.
Okay.
In fact, I tend on this occasion to look for the very simplest form.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's-
yeah. Oh, I hear you. Now, this one doesn't really, um, you don't really like this one that I've got up now.
No, I like it. Yeah, it's nice. It's a stunner. I like any Patek, but for
What do
sure
you think
this.
about that bezel as opposed to the smooth bezel? What do you think about that bezel?
I think I think that I prefer
Simpler.
my.
W-
Yeah, I
w-
love this
what do you
one. Probably,
what do you think
yeah.
about the crown guards?
I'm consider, when you get on this process, it's a kind of you are playing at kind of Jedi mind tricks with yourself, no?
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and you try to justify your decisions and, and to understand your feelings. Probably we overthink about this, and the topic that I've gotten on this has been to make it, let's say, simple and get the essential. And I don't know, it might be
So
crazy or
so
dumb.
let's folks in the chat put some model numbers in there. I'm going to check 5196. They put that model in there. 5196. Let me cut to the stunner while I do this search.
There are some there. In fact, one of exactly of the reference that is
Okay,
more in
here's
my.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
here's one that was already in there, 37 mil. I already had tagged. I had a couple of them already tagged. Now the
Mhm.
5196J, that's is that an automatic? Isn't that automatic wind?
No, it's manual.
It's manual?
It's
Okay.
manual.
Yeah, I had a couple of them tagged. Let's look at this one with the white dial first. That bugs me that watch is crooked. I should straighten my watch. But
To give you an idea of the delay, I am still
yeah, you have
saying
to wait.
you're a stunner.
Yeah, you have to wait. You have to wait.
I will
Um,
tell you when it changed to give you
yeah.
an idea of the delay.
This is a
Yes.
very attractive watch that's on the screen right now. I think it's very attractive, very elegant. I like the symmetry of
Now,
it.
now it just changed
Yeah, I
to
like the
to go.
symmetry of it. I like the small second hand centered right over the 6 o'clock. Um,
Yeah.
it's very clean looking.
Yes. In fact, yes, this is exactly and probably is one of the ones that I I am looking at it. In fact, one of the ones that I've seen is in LA, and in fact, in a shop that I have some curiosity to go. That is one of the shops where producer Michael purchase do his, let's say, fun things.
Hmm. Now, I will say that this is attractive. I like the case. but I have seen case designs that were a little bit more elegant, that the lugs were even a little more elegant than this.
Yes.
But this does look very nice. Um, put some more model numbers in there in the chat, folks, if there's anything that you think we should look at that we're not looking at. Let's go back and let's look at another one. And I'm going to straighten my...
Looking at it, I'm not sure if the strap is original on that, because I understand the original strap is brown. Maybe
Okay.
they needed to change it. Things that it will make sense, or I don't know if I don't know, but this references has some time in the market, and maybe it has changed.
Now, see, this one's the 5196R. This one, of course, is the rose gold, and it's going to take a little while for you to see it. But
Yeah.
it is 18,999. So let's see. I'm just kind of scrolling through the images, and again, I don't know when you're going to see it, but it looks like it has the correct clasp on it. It has an alligator strap on it that is brown. I wish they'd put better photos in of these watches. I really do, but oh well.
In fact, Takuya, you know that is a trusted, very trusted seller. It has one new for sale. I think that is for like 17,000 or something like that.
I'm going to pull up your
Like this
email.
one,
I'm going to pull
rose
up.
gold.
I'm going to pull up your email that you sent me. Let's see here, Carlos.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull up the images that you sent also. Okay, yeah, this is a better looking image. Okay, so this is the image that Carlos sent over. And very similar watch to the one we looked at previously.
No, one of the images was one like that.
Yeah, and let's see what else we have here.
Okay. Yes, that
Yeah.
yellow gold is really what is more in my
Yeah, I think
sight.
so. I think
And
so.
it's digging in my mind. The bug is digging my brain, looking for justifications, auto justifications to do it.
They're asking a question: does Carlos mind wearing a leather strap? I think all his watches but one have steel. Have you worn a dress watch with a leather strap?
It's a very good point, and the fact is, yeah, this is Panama. This is Panama, a hot place, but my really basically the thing, as we told you yesterday, I want to get to swap the Daytona now for something that to me, let's say, makes sense or motivate me, and I am thinking on this. I'm not sure if I am wearing it a lot. Also, I think that
see,
is the
that's the
kind of
thing.
watch.
You're going to wear this when you're going out to dinner or something, and you're going somewhere that's got air conditioning. You're going to be comfortable. You're not wearing this out on the boat sweating. I mean, that's not the point of the watch.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think you'll be fine. I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm looking at another one here. I'm waiting for it to load in. I'll switch to it when it's loaded in. And this
have to say that it's very rare that I wear formal now, because in fact in Panama, also for weddings and things like that, it's very common that as this is a hot climate, it's very common that as a kind of courtesy for a wedding is to ask people to go with a guayabera shirt instead of and to give you an idea, just as something a bit for fun, my brother get married last year in Turkey, in Istanbul,
Mhm.
and it wasn't a very formal wedding, really. Well, it was a great, a gorgeous place, and I wear the guayabera, but this could be great for
Yeah,
that
and
occasion.
you
You
could
know that.
wear like a linen suit,
Yes.
a suit specifically made, a seersucker or something, specifically made for hot climates, and you could still wear
Yeah.
this watch in that type of a situation. So what if your wrist sweats a little bit and gets on the leather on the underside a little bit? It's not going to kill it. You can, it's
No.
it's going to survive. I think it's a good looking watch. I got another one up on the screen now. It's pretty much the same watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, yes, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it. I think that's a good move. And this one is, look and see what the price of that one was. I think it was 16. Yeah, that one's 15,995. So it's like 16,000.
Mhm.
Um, I think that you should be in the $14,000 range because this one was 14,750. Uh, this watch here. Let's take another look at that. Because they'll take, if they're asking 14,750, they'll take 14. They might take 13,500.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
And
And
so yeah. Okay, so
and
that's a good looking watch. And let's see what it says if this one comes with a box and papers. Let's see what it says about
yeah,
this one. This one's
I
in the
saw that.
U.S. Year 2000. Very good. Worn little to no signs of wear. And its Crown and Caliber has it. And let's see
No,
what
no,
else. I'm not seeing. Where does it say box and papers? Hmm. Scope of delivery. It doesn't say anything. I think that's usually where they put it, right? That it comes with and papers, but I don't see.
yeah. Some of the ones that I saw in Chrono 24 doesn't have papers and have a copy of papers and the box or not
Yeah,
having
you
that
don't. Yeah,
option.
yeah. You want to stay away from that. I think. I think you want all box and papers. You want everything. Um,
Yeah, it will be
yeah,
great.
there's a very wide range of prices on these for sure.
Yeah, 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 and in fact, this morning I was checking and doing some things, and I have seen interesting things about, for example, the difference in price in US versus Madrid or Spain.
Hmm.
That I am also planning to travel. I will travel to California on next Friday,
Hmm.
and but I will be traveling to Spain in June.
Yes.
And I've seen things interesting in order to consider it. The price is very quite different in Spain, much cheaper if you have. If you are non-resident and you are able to get the tax return much cheaper.
So you think you could do that?
Uh, at least I now. First of all, I have to say that I am very grateful to people like you that make this content and to the forums because, by the way, in one of the forums, it was very helpful for me to have a first idea about, in case that I will take the decision to purchase from an AD, about to have an idea of the kind of discount that I can aim for
Hmm. Sure.
in a negotiation. That is great. And by the way, one of the members of the forum, nevertheless, he doesn't know me. I asked for the possibility of someone giving me a personal contact of someone on ID to try to contact him before doing the trip to start asking about that kind of things. And someone gave me a contact in the area
Mm-hmm.
when where I am going, and yeah, we are starting to talk about the things.
Good, good. Now this the 5196 that we're looking at. Do they still make this model?
Yeah, that is, in fact, that is the only, but that is the current model. If you go
And
to
what
the
is
Patek,
the price, the list price on it?
the list price on that is for the rose gold is 22,000 plus sales tax in
Mm-hmm.
US, and the yellow gold is like 20,000.
Yeah.
And
And what did they say, the people in the forums, about what kind of discount you can get on a new one?
the suggestion that they give is between 15, 20, something like that. That
I
was
would,
the
if
indication.
that's the case, Carlos, if that's the case, I'd buy it new.
And in fact, I can tell you that without, let me, I have seen the calculation done because I was doing it this morning. I was checking the price in Spain, and to give you an idea, the price in Spain
Mm-hmm.
is 18.3 thousand euros. Uh, that includes the value added tax that in Spain, like in most of the places in Europe, is prohibited. That is 21%.
Yeah, but
Which that is
you're not gonna have to pay that, right?
no, but the thing is that they have something that they have a kind of companies like Global Blue that manage the refund, but they get a big stake. To give you an idea, in fact, I've checked with Global Blue because you can check on the web about the amount of the return because it's not 21%, and the refund, the tax refund will be 2.8 thousand. That put that watch new in 15.4 thousand euros. That is 17.5 thousand dollars new, without starting to talk about discounts in Spain.
Wow. Well, that's good. I would
Yeah.
I I would buy it new, Carlos.
There is something that I am considering, or at least I have something, and this will be more or less the price that I will get in US if I will have a 20%
Mm-hmm.
discount in US
Yes.
would be this watch for 16,000 with sales tax that I have something to
You don't
say
have yeah,
about that.
you don't have to pay sales tax.
No, I will tell you something about that. It will be 17.1 thousand with 20%. Then that's it. If I would be able to get a discount on the high side of the recommendation of the firm,
Mm-hmm.
it will make sense to do it in US versus I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am going to check with Madrid, and maybe if I am checking with someone from my family if has a contact in one of the shops too, because usually they are not very happy of negotiating by
Yeah.
phone to with a strange.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
I understand. All
yeah.
right, so we got a couple of comments here. Mousy Pluto, we got a grinder in the house here. He said, "Where's Clivers?" Clivers doesn't come on this show. He stays on his show. He's welcome to come on, but he knows the trolls aren't allowed here, so I guess he likes trolls, so he's not here. David Williams says, "Carlos, any further thoughts? Re the Date Just or Explorer One sale? Have you thought any more about selling either the Date Just or the Explorer One?" That's what he's asking.
For sure, the Explorer One I am not selling at this moment,
Okay.
and I'm not sure of the day just.
Okay.
It depends if these things could happen, and
Hmm.
if suddenly for the consolidation I will need to sell it also the day just or not sure regarding the day just really.
Yeah.
It may be, but the thing is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Well,
Regarding the sales tax
mhm.
that you were talking before, I remember what I told you and what happened with the purchase of the Day Date 40.
Mhm.
But it seems that that is not the correct thing. That nevertheless, or at least in California, nevertheless, you are foreigner and you will pay by international fund transfer. If you pick up at the store, you have to pay that tax, or at least
Yeah,
that is
they have to ship
what
it.
they told me.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
supposed to ship it to you. But I'll tell you what
yeah,
I've always done in the past, and you got to do it kind of
yeah,
quiet with them. Is what I've done is I've worn the watch on my wrist out of the store, and they ship the box to me, the box
yeah.
and papers and all that. They ship those out
Yeah.
of state, right? But they let me wear the watch out of the store.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I've
you
done.
know that the people from California used to be very legal.
Well,
It's a joke.
I'm
That's
just
what I
saying.
have with a
I'm just
friend.
saying. Sometimes if that watch dealer wants to make the sale, sometimes they'll do that. I'm just saying. So you can ask him. I mean, if he knows you're going to walk out the door and not make the sale, he may work with you.
They like to pay taxes there, and just
Yeah,
just joking and not talking about
yeah,
politics.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
well, I think that's the move. I think you get the best deal you can and just buy it brand new because your name's going to be on all the paperwork and you've owned it since new then, and this is going to be a watch you're probably going to keep forever.
yeah.
So
Never knows, but no, but in fact, there is one that also for me. I understand that there is a kind of buyer protection in Chrono 24, and that is the reason because they do that kind of service. And I was watching this morning the Clive live show, and he was talking about that, and I was doing that thing that starting to contact the sellers out of Chrono 24, and there is and for that reason, and being from outside, to me would be not very comfortable to purchase something by mail, but I've seen that there is one specific shop in LA that has the specific model that I might be interested, and I will try to do my best to I am gentle and polite when I talk, but I can be very persistent in the
yeah.
negotiation. I'm very clear.
Well,
Uh,
sure, sure. I mean, you're spending big money here. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
So, did he mention how much he's asking? Javers asked. No, we don't have any. He hasn't decided if he's selling the Datejust 36, but he doesn't sound like Carlos is going to sell the Explorer. Yeah, it sounds like that's a keeper,
That's
and he's not sure on
no.
the Datejust yet. So there you go. All right.
And
Well,
and now one thing that is very good is doing the work and the thing. I have a good idea and have something clear to tell to the ADs. I have a list of several ideas on LA and San Diego area. I will visit them and let's say what happens. And if not, I think also there are several in Spain, and by the way, this summer I am going to be in Madrid and also in the area of Valencia, Alicante. And by the way, we are going to do a bit of the Camino de Santiago on the
mhm.
north. And I am going to be on several Spanish cities this summer. But I will try to do this deal next week if because the first thing I really I have not had that watch in my wrist. I have to look at it. I have to
Oh,
look at it.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think you're going to like it. And the other thing is, will it fit your wrist? Will that
Yeah, that,
will the strap be big enough? Will it fit properly? So yeah, you've got to check all that.
Yeah, that is something that I had the doubt. In fact, I should have to, ask that to the associate that I talked. By the way, I have his WhatsApp, and I will ask. I don't know if you have different choices, the possibility of purchasing it with different
Different
sizes of
length.
a strap,
Yeah.
because probably, yeah, I think that I should be wearing well. Well, 7.5 is a bit big, but it's
Because
not
you do
something.
want it to kind of center. You want the clasp to center nicely on your wrist. Because my Grand Seiko that I had with the leather strap, it didn't center properly, and it was kind of irritating.
Hmm.
So you want to make sure that when you strap that on, it centers properly.
Yeah,
You don't want it to be way off center.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, look at that. Can you give us a report once you've had a chance to take a look, and maybe you can snap a couple of photos?
yeah.
Um,
Look at an email that I've sent you 30 minutes ago, if you have time. Just,
okay, let
just,
me.
just as curiosity,
Yeah,
regarding
lem-
what you said before regarding service and regarding this thing. It's something that we wrote about it some time ago on the chat, and
okay,
about
the
the
one.
Calatrava.
Let's see. The email that I got from you was with those two pictures. Let me see if there's another one here.
One,
I
yes,
I see
yes,
the one from 8 hours ago, Carlos. I don't see the one from 30 minutes ago.
you don't see it.
Let me just reload here and see. I got an email from Steve. We're doing a show tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Um, so I got
Uh,
that from Steve, but I
like,
don't see the email from you, Carlos. Can you resend it?
okay, yeah. Then 1 second. Let me
And I
look
know
for it.
my email's running a little bit slow on this machine because whenever I'm using Skype on it, it doesn't like to do other things very well. It doesn't like to
So,
multitask.
well, I can, if not show the picture here. It's nothing. Uh, it's just out of curiosity and about a kind of connection that I have with the gold Calatrava.
So somebody in the chat is saying brand new 22,000 versus 14 to 18 used. Yeah, but he's getting it a lot cheaper than 22 new. It sounds like he's going to get it for a lot less than that. So we'll keep you posted. Sounds like he's going to get it new for. What do you think you're going to be able to get it for? Around 16,000 new?
No idea, but I understand that after all the tax returns, if they make 5% or something, yes, around that, 716, around that, maybe. If,
16,000, you
yeah,
think?
yeah. As an objective in Spain,
Okay.
for dealing in Spain, it will make sense. I will try the best thing for sure, but let me. I am.
I'm going to go straighten my watch. I
No,
don't like it being crooked. Hold on a
okay.
second. Ah.
I am sending Craig a watch that is my father watch.
Oh, that's better. That's better. My headset back on so I can hear you, Carlos. I had to straighten the diver's
I've
watch.
sent I've sent it again. It's a
Okay.
mail with three photos.
I'll take a look.
And maybe probably now is still sending because, yeah, it's directly from the iPad and with the original size.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the photos are horrible. You will
Yeah.
see that I am a very bad photographer.
Well, we'll see. I'll let you know when they get here. Still no sign of them yet. Yeah.
Well, basically, we can start to talk about this. Uh, basically something I told you in a chat. I don't know 1 month ago or something regarding a Patek Calatrava that that in fact was the engagement gift from from my mother to my father. And he got it on 1967.
Uh-huh.
That in fact is engraved in the clasp with the name of my mother,
Uh-huh.
and he has not serviced ever that watch. He only used it like once or twice per year. For sure, he doesn't know if the timekeeping is good or not because he used it for like 1 or 2 hours. I
Yeah.
told him that he can make a disaster about that, but it seems that he is not willing to do the maintenance, and but he has it.
Yeah.
And have you received it?
I don't I still
Yeah,
don't see the email from you, Carlos. Why
well,
why is this not coming through?
no idea. Well,
Let
I
me
can
let me
I can
close
point.
the let me close this other window here because I think it's delaying things, and let me refresh my mail here because I got the mails from Steve. I got 2 emails from him, but I'm not getting.
I don't know.
It
Let
might be
me.
the bandwidth. Let me check my phone. Let me check the email on the phone and see if it's there. It might just be this computer can't handle it.
Well, maybe
It can't handle it. Let me see here.
it's my problem. I don't know. Or let me send it by Skype. Huh? I should be able to send
Okay,
it
so
by.
here's the thing. I'm looking on my phone, the email on my phone, and it's still not in the inbox. So I don't think it's coming through for some reason.
Maybe it's my problem. Maybe it's my problem. I don't know, or something that you know. Sometimes I am not very happy with the internet service that we have, but should not be very bad because we are talking.
So Ernie says I should put up a Rolex sub, no date for comparison. Ernie, I have a video comparing my Grand Seiko diver to the Rolex. Check it on my channel here. There is one. I've already done it. Been there, done that. I compared the two. That's why I own the Grand Seiko. I compared them, and I decided the Grand Seiko was the way to go. That's the deal there. Um,
Okay, don't worry.
you can
I can
show it.
show
You
you.
can try to show
I
it in
can.
Skype. You can share your screen in Skype.
Yeah, but I'm not sure because I am using the iPhone and the
Okay,
iPad, and I think probably
you got
it's a
everything.
bit messy. Okay, I will point the camera just to give you an idea. I don't know if it will be what you like, but is that was that is my father's watch as
Okay,
an engagement gift. It seems that it was the best gift that you can purchase in Madrid at that time. It
okay.
seems
It,
they said that is as can you see as you can see is gold.
mhm.
Uh, well, you can see that I am a very bad photographer
And
for
that's the
sure.
gold. That's the gold bracelet and everything.
Gold, yeah, gold integrated bracelet, and it's something that my
And
father used.
and
Is ult-
it's still in good shape.
he as I was telling, he used it like I don't know how much, but maybe what 2 4, I don't know, when he feels for something more formal, and yeah, he attend to more formal things, but I don't know, maybe he doesn't put.
Now, how many millimeters is that watch? Do you know?
It's very small. I don't know.
Okay.
I just my father told me, look, this watch. You know the watch that I have, and I don't know. It's small. I will say that it could be 33 or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. It's a small, ultra slim,
Yeah.
ultra
Now,
slim.
what year was it made again?
Sorry,
What year was it made?
uh, it was given on the 1967 because in fact
And
is
it was
the
bought
name of my mother
and it was
and the
bought
date.
new, right? They bought it
Yeah,
new.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
about
yeah,
1967 or so it was
yeah,
made. Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Super cool.
And yeah, it's something just it's that kind of things that I have a personal connection with the thing,
Hmm.
as part of this process that that we do to justify our own decisions.
Yeah.
That's
Sure. Well,
and
I
yeah,
think it's
it's some
super. I think that's a super cool watch to have with the story behind it and everything. Absolutely. Now you never wear that watch though, right? It doesn't fit.
no.
It probably doesn't fit your
No,
wrist, does it?
no, never, never, never. Also, it's not the kind of style with all that gold, and
Yeah.
it's something extremely. Uh, it it must be at that time, and think that that time Spain was in a very different time. In fact, all the world was very, very, very different. And at that time, this thing in Madrid was something absolutely exotic,
Oh
something.
yeah.
uh,
Well, it would be
and
exotic now to have an all gold. It is a Patek. It is
yeah.
a Patek Philippe, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I
It's a
mean, it
Patek
would
Philippe.
be it would be exotic right now to have an all gold Patek with a gold bracelet.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
that time, yeah, was a very different time in Madrid and the thing, and yeah, they really had a nice wedding, and yeah, and they are still married. They are very happy, and yeah, and
there you go,
the
folks.
thing.
Carlos's whole family's in motion. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. They're all in motion. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this
Okay,
up. I'm hungry.
okay,
I didn't have a good
okay.
lunch, so I'm hungry. So we're going to wrap this up. But we got a show tomorrow night at 5 with Steve. So he's going to have some exciting things to talk about. So stay tuned for that show. And anything else you'd like to say before we wrap
No,
this
thank
puppy
you.
up, my friend Carlos?
Thank you, and and you, and I was very, very, very close to miss the show, very, very
Well,
close.
you didn't. So that's the important thing.
Yeah.
You made it in the house. And thanks for the Wrench Gang for hanging out and taking care of things in the chat. And we will keep you posted. And Carlos is going to keep us posted when you go and look at the watches. You're going to keep us up to dated, right? Updated as far as
Okay.
how they
Oh,
fit and what kind of deal you're able to work out.
okay. The only thing probably with the California time, and I will be around and doing things with the family. But I will try to make something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just if nothing else, just send us an email with a couple of
Yeah.
pictures,
Yeah.
and I can
Okay.
show them. I can show them on the show.
Yeah, but I will try. I will try, but
Yeah.
but I think that my wife thinks that this thing is a bit crazy.
Well, it
but,
is. It is.
but
It is crazy. But there, that is what it is. But we're working
no,
on it.
she loves the watches. She loves the watches, and maybe one day I can show her watches. There are
Okay.
she has a nice collection.
Okay. Well, we'll tell you. We'll show her watches. Absolutely, we'll show them on the show. All right.
She for sure don't want to go into the show for sure. But
All
okay,
right. Well, thank you,
okay,
my friend, and we will
thank you.
talk to you maybe as soon
Okay.
as tomorrow. But we're here more on your trip for sure.
Okay, thank you very much, and
Thank
thank you for
you.
the good content.
Take
Thank you.
care.
Bye bye.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye bye.
There
Thank you.
you
Bye
go.
bye.
That's Carlos in the house. Absolutely making things happen. These folks are in motion. I'm telling you they are. And that's the way it works. So, folks, make sure you click subscribe and click the little bell so you'll get notifications. I can take these out of my ear now. And that way you'll know when these shows come up. Now, we do have one scheduled. I'm going to set it up here in a little while. We're going to have one for tomorrow night at 5 o'clock with Steve, the Stevester. And he should have some special things to show. So that's always fun. And in the meantime, you all have a great rest of the Sunday. And let me see if I can pull this phone up here so that I can stop this broadcast. Pull up my little app here. So that's to connect to the Video Pro. Okay, and we are going to complete this event and stop the broadcast right now, everybody. Take care. Hey, click the bell. Make sure you click that bell.